If you already failed a New Year's resolution, good. Most people don't fail because they're lazy. They fail because they relied on motivation instead of systems. So today we're going to talk about how to reset properly. We're going to talk through 6 steps, 6 extremely important steps that are going to help you get back on the horse and stay on it. So failing once is normal, but quitting for the year is a decision. So before we get into it, thank you so much for coming to the channel. This channel is all about self-improvement, growth, and mindset, but more specifically to make it tangible. Like, let's break stuff down into systems and tips so we can easily institute it into our life. If you enjoy the video, please like and subscribe. So let's get right into it. First, we have to ask one brutal question. Is it still important, or was this a January identity fantasy? So do you actually still care about your goal? If you do, then awesome, let's make it happen. But if you don't, there is no shame in letting it go. If you do let it go, drop it intentionally and without guilt. You do not want to carry around dead goals or dead weight. If it is important, though, it deserves a better system. So the key point here is to don't restart out of shame, restart out of clarity. Time is money and money is time, so choose a new goal if you're not into this goal anymore. Step 2 is, why would it actually help you? So most resolutions fail because the why is vague. Instead of get in shape, ask yourself, how would this improve my energy, my confidence, my relationships, my income, my stress levels? So you want to make it really tangible. Like, going to the gym is going to give me more focus, better work output, and more freedom. Or saving money is going to reduce anxiety and give me more options in life. Clarity strengthens consistency. And more importantly, like, to use the example of eating healthier to lose weight. Sometimes you might just feel so down that, like, that's not enough motivation for you. In that moment, you're like, I don't care what I look like. I don't feel like eating healthy right now. But if you have an array of different things that you know you will take from that habit, so like clarity, or like I'm going to feel happier, or all these different things, or I'm going to live longer, then it just makes it that much easier to stay on your goal and habit if you have like a multitude of different benefits that you know you're going to get out of it. So make a list. That's the bottom line here. Make a list. Step 3 is, why did you actually fail? So you gotta psychoanalyze yourself a little bit. It might be a bit painful, but if we're not gonna do it for ourselves, who is? So you have to be honest with yourself. It's not, I have no discipline, but think a little bit more strategically and with more detail. Was it too vague? Was your goal too big? Was there maybe no trigger, or no schedule, or no plan? Or maybe there was no accountability, or you didn't remove any friction, so it was just so hard to actually fulfill the goal. So common system failures could include that you didn't attach it to a time, you relied on willpower, or you didn't reduce starting friction. And we're going to talk about how you can fix this. So the important line here to take away is that failure is feedback on your system, not your character. Again, this is not about feeling bad about yourself, right? You have to think logistically and strategically, and as a third party, take the emotions out of it. We are going to work this machine and fix the system. Step 4 is to reverse engineer so you don't fail again. So we're going to rebuild properly now so that you are going to get back on the horse and stay on it. So first of all, shrink your goal or your habit. If you planned 5 workouts a week, why don't you start with 2? Or if you planned 1 hour a day of reading, maybe start with 10 minutes. Consistency is more important than intensity. I've talked about this before on this channel. If you drop the goal quality to like ground level, like if you make it so that even on your worst day you could fulfill the goal, that is honestly the best thing ever, because then it works into your system, and if even on your worst day you're going to fulfill it, then you for sure are going to stay consistent, and every single day you will do it. And you know what, like, even if once you actually do the habit, you will then start to do it more and more. So it doesn't matter if you're like, oh, but I don't want to actually always do it at this low bar level. If you keep it low bar in the beginning, you will get higher bar as you go on. Step B is to attach it to a trigger. So use after I X, I will Y. So examples would be like, after brushing my teeth, I'm going to do 10 push-ups, or after making coffee, I'm going to do 10 minutes of journaling or reading. So habit stacking reduces decision fatigue, and it is honestly a hack to life. Reduce friction. So what makes this hard? Gym example would be like laying clothes out, choosing a specific gym time, pre-planning your workouts, or like for me, I'll book a HIIT workout on the F45 app ahead of time. So the night before you make it so that you're booked and you can't get out of it, and then come the morning, doesn't matter if you're tired, I have to go because I booked it and I paid for it. Or maybe you drive past the gym on your way home from work, make sure to have your stuff in your car so you can just go in and it's super easy. Basically, you want to make failure super inconvenient, okay? Lastly, for our tips and tricks is to add accountability. So make maybe a public commitment. If you don't want to go public, tell your mom, text your sister, text your friend, maybe a tracking chart, a weekly review. Basically, what gets measured is going to get managed. So now that we've gone through our ABCD tricks and tips, we are going to hop back into our actual steps to getting back on that horse. So the psychological trap, I already messed up. This is where most people lose the year. Like there are so many people, including I'm sure yourself and myself at some point in our life, that have basically just given up and then made it our New Year's resolution for the following year. Like that is so crazy. Like if you actually think about that strategically, where is the logic in that? Like time is fluid. Why can't today be your reset day? So one missed workout becomes like, I'm off track. I ruined it. I'll restart next Monday, next month, next year, next decade. But momentum doesn't require perfection. So key concept here is you're never more than one decision away from being back on track, back on the horse. Life rewards people who get back on the horse quicker. Like it doesn't matter what season of your life you're in. You could be like 80, like you are gonna fall off the horse, but you just need to make sure that you get back on it with a revised system, and you are gonna go farther than other people who don't get back on the horse, okay? Step 6 is why getting back on the horse is crucial. When you restart quickly, you reinforce identity. So I'm someone who resets, resilience, and self-trust. When you do not, you train yourself to quit in other areas of your life as well. You normalize inconsistency and you weaken your own word. And people may not realize how powerful that is. If you cannot trust yourself, who can you trust? So the goal isn't streaks, the goal is recovery speed. Elite performers aren't perfect, they recover fast. I am paraphrasing something that I heard on Giggly Squad. I don't know if you guys have heard of that podcast with Hannah Berner and Paige DeSorbo. They referenced some work that was like the best tennis players are the ones who, if they miss the ball, that they are resilient enough to like not hate on themselves for like more than a millisecond. Like they just get right back on with the same intensity. And so that is so important. Like I feel like that's a sport example, but people who are resilient enough to not waste time hating on themselves, but just get right back into working and moving forward, that is the biggest cheat code to life, honestly. Step 7 is the 24-hour reset rule. So if you slip, you have 24 hours to do the next right action. So not the perfect action, the next right action. So basically, miss the gym, walk 10 minutes tomorrow. Ate badly, eat one clean meal. Skip journaling, write 3 sentences. You basically don't want to miss twice. So totally fine if you've missed a bunch of times in the past week or month or whatever, and you're like, oh, but I already missed so many more times than once or twice. That doesn't matter, but just start now, and then now try to think of this 24-hour reset rule. So try not to miss more than once in a row. Basically, the closing message here is that you didn't fail your resolution, you tested a weak system, and you've learned. So decide if it still matters, clarify why it matters to you, diagnose what broke or what made it harder for you, build a smaller, smarter, more systemized system, and get back on the horse, people, because the only real failure is letting one bad week or month define your entire year.